That didn't sound right. What's up, patrons? That didn't sound right. Roadcaster Pro. Connect.
Bernie Williams in center. It's the 90s Yankees. Oh, Derek Jeter, you're at shortstop. Oh my God, it's Tino Martinez. He plays first, not the worst. Chuck Knobloch, where'd your throw go? Paulio, he'll kick with his toe and throw it better than you, Chuck. I think you're scary now.
Today is May 8th, and the Yankees are getting healthy, and baseball is on its way back. Let's do it. Let's talk Yanks.
Recaps galore and weekly awards. Stat line, steaming hot takes. Your Yankees news with
These two fine dudes.
for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy.
John Boy and Jake.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy.
John Boy and Jake. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talking Yanks. We appreciate you tuning in. We love the support. We love the engagement. We love you. It's May. There's no baseball, but there's baseball coming soon, as first reported by Trevor Plouffe, proud member of John Boy Media. The proposed plan is whatever. We'll get to that later. Jake, how are you doing?
Andy Pettit on the mound. You know he's not a clown. Jorge Posada behind the dish. He ain't a fish. I don't know. I've got some serious Beastie Boy vibes right now.
Who's not a fish? Who wasn't a fish?
Posada behind the dish.
Not a fish.
Not a fish.
Not an official.
Reported by John Boy Media. I'm doing all right, Jim. I think Thursday gave us the full tilt-a-whirl between fun baseball stuff, between silly baseball stuff, between business stuff. Noodle just in a heap on my floor right now. God, he looks like a dead animal. We've got our massage tools flowing. I know we've been hyping our talking baseball stuff a lot. And yeah, Trevor Plouffe broke some pretty big baseball news. Jeff Passan came on. That's a early report. That'll be out tomorrow. So yeah, man, I think May's going to be crazy. That's been a Jakey stance that I've been looking good on so far, but the rumors are swirling. There's some Yankee news. I think some of it's in the voicemails.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited that baseball will be back. If you haven't heard the news / rumors / latest, June 10th is the target date for spring training. July 1 is the target date to start games again, and they'll start games at their home stadiums. No Cactus League, Grapefruit League, Arizona Biodome, Yankee Stadium will be hosting games. No fans. I think that's a given, but that's kind of cool. And the other tidbit was that they'll be doing spring training at their home stadiums, just inter-squad. 3 weeks, inter-squad, figure it out. So Voit is going to be not excited because he said on this very show he hates facing the Yankees pitchers.
Yeah, that's going to be... Hey, iron sharpens iron, right?
I've never tested that, so I can only say that from what I've heard.
All the lineups going to be facing our good pitchers. They'll be all sorts of pissed off. The pitchers will be all sorts of pissed off. Get everyone real antsy and mad for the season as long as there's baseball. And it can be safe, people. We know. It's bottom 9. Here comes Mariano. Your offense is not going to go. Game over.
You're in a singy mood.
I think I don't know. I think I just saw myself with this kind of peach shirt and the I Love Baseball hat, and it's like early 90s. I'm in the Beastie Boys, and we're just shredding it.
Shredding.
Brocious. Oh, Brocious.
He's not atrocious.
Hit that one to Nacogdoches.
You should have went with the atrocious, not atrocious
Texas.
line. Okay, let's go straight into the voicemails. Here we go.
up, boys? It is Jordan from Boston. So shout out to Plouffe, really helping us out with this June 10th, potentially July 1st start date for MLB. Where do you think the Yankees are at with their injuries? Do you think Judge, Monty, Hicks, whoever will be back by July 1st? Do you think if they start June 10th, they can get ramped up for July 1st? I guess, where do you think they are with the injuries? Thanks, boys. Go Yanks.
Fantastic question, Jordan from Boston, who came to our event in Tampa and was very nice. Thank you very much, because we were going to talk about this, voicemail or not, but BBD said, hey, we actually have a voicemail that lends straight into it. And I said, hell of a job producing, BBD. Good job. And now I've peeled back the curtain. Jake, the injury update. Booney recently went on an interview on Sirius XM radio and gave us some updates. You want to hear them?
Let's hear him.
Aaron Hicks. Are you familiar?
Yep.
Do you remember
Center
him?
fielder, switch hitting, came up through the Twins organization, famously traded for John Ryan Murphy.
Okay, good memory. Hicks is throwing from 90 plus feet, which is, okay, picture a guy standing at home plate and a guy standing at first base, and they're throwing the ball back and forth. You got it? Okay, you got it. So that's what Hicks doing. And he is also taking soft toss from both sides of the plate. He is 6.5 months into his 8 to 10 month recovery time. So
next
if baseball starts in 2 months,
next silly player we interview, whether it's Yanks or not Yanks, we need to tell them when they come back, if they're not a switch hitter, that they should say that they're taking swings from both sides of the plate, just to throw off the fan base a little bit.
Can you write that down, BBD? Can you put that in the Google Doc titled Talking Yanks Boneyard Interview Questions?
Boneyard Interview Questions, David.
Bruce Springsteen has a boneyard of lyrics, just like phrases that he likes or an idea. And then when he's writing a song and he has an empty spot in the verse, he's like, and then he goes to his boneyard and tries to grab one and see if it fits. So when we're interviewing
Nacogdoches thing.
Yep. Yeah, very similar. So when we're interviewing a player and we run out of questions towards the end, we'll say, boneyard, and then BBD will chime in and say, have you ever thought about telling people you switch hitting now? And that'll be the future of Talking Yanks interviews.
So Hicks
is doing good. He's still got 2 months. Like, he still wouldn't be ready for July 1st, I don't think. But he very well could be as well.
He's surprised us before. I don't know. It still feels like something you don't need to rush, right? Like, we're still going to have bodies. We haven't heard anything about rosters yet.
For him and for the Yankees. He's in a long-term contract. The Yankees have Tauchman, Gardner, Stanton. So
just like make sure you're right. Make sure your arm strength is there. Make sure your swings feel good from both sides of the plate. Get what live pitching inside sessions you can. And I think that's probably the interesting dynamic in this, right? Is I wonder if you're Aaron Hicks, if you feel like if you can't be a part of spring training 2.0, how else are you going to get ready? So that's probably what's going through his mind. And it becomes one of those interesting things. Like, say Aaron Hicks can't throw yet, which is one of his strengths as a defensive outfielder. If he can still get his swings off, I bet you'd see him be a participant in spring training.
Even if he can just go up there and see some pitches.
Exactly. Just because once this season takes off, man, I mean, it's not like you're going to get Jonathan Holder throwing his side day to you, because you might need him for 2 the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be interesting to watch. In what I just figured out in my head, Aaron Hicks will be taking hacks. If he's on the roster, it probably depends how many guys they can keep and where his throwing arm is at.
Yeah. Okay, that's good news. Want to hear more good news?
More good news.
James Paxton. Remember him?
Cyst in the back, right?
Oh, yeah. But it's like when people talk about it, Jake.
Sorry.
Jesus. He's expected to be fully recovered by mid-May. He has already tossed 5 bullpen sessions and a sim game yesterday.
Who was that sim game against?
His wife, I think.
Wife and the dog? The doodle got involved, you think?
Yeah. Dog was just catching balls in his mouth.
Do you think James Paxton had a bad first inning in the sim game?
Come on, Jake.
I'm just hey.
First you bring up his cyst, which he said loud and clear. I don't want anyone talking about that cyst on my back. And now,
talk about it.
Are you kidding me? Just shots fired on his sim game with his dog and his wife.
Could you imagine that? Like they're in the backyard, he's twirling the pill, and he's like, "Hey, Katie Jo, can you just make up some stuff to make it like a sim game? Like maybe
Did you just drop his wife's name like incredibly casually?
She's on Twitter. You can find her if you want.
What's her name?
We're
Katie
friends.
Jo?
I believe it's Katie Jo. BBD, you might have to correct me on that.
You dropped that so fluidly.
Is that right, David?
Katie Jo, yeah.
Okay.
She has a golden doodle. We're part of the Yankees doodle gang. Anyways.
Oh, that's all. It might be an in.
But if he was, it is. We're working on something.
Okay.
If James was like, "Hey, Katie, could you hop back there and if there's a borderline pitch, maybe call it a ball on me so it feels a little realistic." And she's just ruthless. It's like bases loaded, no outs in the first. And he's like, "Hey, okay, you're out.
Yeah.
This is not fun.
She ejects
25
him.
pitches.
Yeah.
You're out."
Dog starts
that
barking.
was the whole sim game.
Dog starts barking. Paxton's like, "I can handle this catch."
Imagine, I know we're starting to get into the silly, but like if you're Aaron Boone or Matt Blake and you call James Paxton and you're like, "Hey, how'd the sim game go today?" Got rocked, coach.
Yeah, walked 4 guys in a row. My wife.
I got shelled.
Jerk.
Couldn't hit my spots, man.
Anyway, that's great news about Paxton.
Yeah. Contract year.
Oh, how about great news? You want to hear better news? Did I pick a scab on my? I picked a scab on my eyebrows, bleeding. How about that?
Nice.
That. Stanton, good to go.
Giancarlo,
good to go. Also posted a video on Twitter and Instagram that I watched like 3 times and laughed every time. Genuine laughs too. I thought it was funny.
Good filter, having a good time.
It's good.
MVP candidate, Giancarlo Stanton, people.
Yeah, that was awesome. The bad news or concerning news is that Aaron Judge, he's slated to undergo another CT scan in a couple more weeks. And that could clear him, or they could need to do something further. It could be fully healed right now. It's kind of like Schrodinger's cat. It could not. Depends on when the CT scan happens, what it shows. But if it's not, it is weird. It's been 8 months. I mean, we did hear it's like a lingering injury, right? Like Jerry Harrison Jr. went on to Pinstripe Strong and talked to Joe's about it. It's like it's a lingering injury. I think if he needs surgery, they have to remove the rib. So hopefully that doesn't happen. It's kind of like I'm not going to lean either way on that one. I'll wait to the CT scan results, and then I'll be worried or not worried. He's growing out an afro. He looks awesome.
Yeah, that picture that leaked out of him, he was definitely looking like a hot boy, a big hot boy.
He's a monster.
And yeah, I think you're right. I think, maybe we're putting too much into one CAT scan, but at the same time, like we already crossed into the weird realm, the spring training. Like if he's still having bad news at this point, middle of May, you just have to put it in the weird bucket and almost like a see you when we see you. But like you're saying, at the same time, it could be like, oh, Judge is healthy. But I don't know. It's still just in the weird category for me, and I'm not in a good place with it.
Wow. And a special shout out to Reddit user NewBike07, who compiled those injury updates on the Yankee subreddit. Always got to cite your sources, Jake.
Katie Jo, that's a strike.
And before we go into the dog's just like teeth are falling out because he's catching so many fastballs in his mouth. Before we go into the voicemails, I have a conversation for you. So like I said, I got those updates on the Yankees Reddit page.
Reddit.
The top comment kind of upset me. It says, "I'll be so sad if 2017 ends up being the best season of Aaron's career." It got 68 upvotes, and I was like, "That's harsh."
Yeah, it's dark.
No, like I think the odds are very much in favor of that being the best year of his career.
There's a chance. I think
52 home runs.
Yeah, the other thing you have to consider, I mean, every time we've seen Aaron Judge, as long as he's healthy, I mean, he's looked like that guy. There's nothing baseball wise that's told us he can't be that guy. So I mean, the question is, can he stay healthy? Which again, we're putting into a CT scan, which could be totally weird. I think there's a chance it's the best career of his life. I think the argument would be, will it should be in a discussion of like top 3 years of his career, and are we being robbed of that potentially?
Yeah. I mean, his other 2 years, granted the injuries suck, but 112 games, 102 games, 150 OPS plus, 143 OPS plus. I've done this rant before. I'm sick of people acting like Judge is bad.
He's so good. He's so good. And even
or like
during
overrated or whatever.
Even during those seasons, like he had injuries while he was even playing and stuff. So, I mean, once you start saying stuff like that, you sound too much like a Yankee defender a little bit. But get Judge healthy and let him play baseball. I mean, the bigger question is like with Aaron Judge's injury history, some of the weird stuff, some of the non-weird stuff, are we going to get a 5-year run from Aaron Judge where he plays, 130 plus games each year? Or are we never going to get that? Because if we do get that, then I think you'll see years that come close to that original season.
Sure, but I don't need it to be beaten.
Don't need it, but again, like you're saying,
he could put up a Hall of Fame career. He could have 10 years of like fantastic baseball, and that could still be the best because he hit 52 home runs.
Right, but there should be others in the realm.
Yeah. And if he gets to 155 games played again, he will have others in the realm.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he's got a weird thing. Nice afro, though. I like that.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the next voicemail.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Andrew calling from Buffalo. So you guys have been saying how if the season ends up being like 80 to 100 games, it would be a legit World Series, and I do agree with that. But I just wanted to find some stats to back that up, just in case anyone tries to say like this season wouldn't count or something. So I went back and looked at the last 25 World Series champions, and at the All-Star break, only 5 of them weren't in a playoff spot, and they were all like only a game or so out. And of those 5, only one team wasn't in a playoff spot by their 100th game. So I just think that kind of proves that, the best teams are still going to get into the playoffs and ultimately win the World Series if it's a shortened season. All right. Thanks, guys. Go Yanks.
Okay. It's a real season. 81 games is a real season, right?
Yeah, we if that's what comes out of this, you need to make a handshake agreement before the season. Whatever happens, happens. And yeah, I mean, that's baseball plays a lot of games to sort itself out, but there's also, I think the outlier would be from those numbers is that, half a season still happens, and there's teams like the Colorado Rockies has been our prime example from last year. They ended up being one of the worst teams in the league, but through, I think, 81 games, they were in the wild card. They were like the first wild card spot. So I definitely think, and man, it's so fun to talk about baseball because we haven't been actually able to talk about it. And hopefully these plans are true and hopefully everything's healthy and everything else. But man, I mean, dude, how about a team like the Toronto Blue Jays, man? If they have a hot couple months, like they can be a legitimate wild card team. Yeah. And I don't think you could say that before the season. And dude, you can do that with so many teams in each division. This baseball season was amped up to be one of the most competitive anyways. If it gets shrunk down to 100 games or 81 games, like you open it up to, I think there's always a second tier of teams in baseball that you hope can get in the mix. And this year, if it is shortened, it opens it up to a third team. I mean, the Chicago White Sox made a bunch of moves, and they've got young guys. Like, can they get out of the gate quick? The Angels kind of went all in. Could they make some noise this year? And then if you start going over to the National League, I mean, there's 4 teams in the NL East. The NL Central's got 4 of their own. Like, it's if knock on wood, if things start playing out, man, we could be privy to some of one of the most fun baseball seasons ever. I can't get excited about that yet because if it doesn't happen, I'll jump off my roof.
How many stories is your roof?
to catch a butterfly. I still land on the roof.
Oh, yeah, it's not jumping off. It's just jumping.
No, I jump off and then like the breeze blows me back on.
That's awesome.
It's like a badass heel kick type thing.
Do you know if the NL last year, if it ended on July 1st, so just the first half?
July 1st, NL.
The wild card game would have been Cubs versus Rockies.
Yep.
Both those teams didn't make the playoffs. The St. Louis Cardinals were like buried.
Yeah.
And in the AL, since we're more familiar with that, the wild card would have been the Rays versus the Rangers, and Oakland was right behind them. So in the AL, nothing really, not that drastic.
Rangers, another fun team. Baby D, I see you want to say something. What you got, Big Daddy?
Well, what are you going to say?
The Nationals would have been out of the playoffs at that point as well, and they won the World Series.
Yeah.
And I believe, like when we were talking about expanded playoffs a little while ago, Jake and I talked. This is back when we had an office. If they expanded to like 10 teams, I think the Nationals would have been like the 11th team, so they still wouldn't qualify over their first 80 games or whatever.
They were terrible with no future.
Playoff.
And I think the year before that, the Dodgers got off to a brutal start. I think they were like 16-32. So, going to be interesting to see. You wonder what kind of trade deadline they put together, expanded playoff format.
And there was only 5 games played on July 1st, 2019. Yankees had an off day.
That?
I
Was it a
can't.
Monday?
I'm guessing it was a Monday, yeah.
Monday, Thursday?
Monday, July 1st, 2019. Pirates put up an 18 spot on the Cubs. How about that?
Yeesh.
Trevor Williams got the win. Friend of the program.
Friend.
Next voicemail.
James, Jacob, it's been a while and I've missed you dearly. But this is Artie checking back in. Now, I'll admit I was in a dark place for a while there. But now with this new hope of the season instilled in me, I'm making my grand return. Look out. My question for you guys is, what will it take for you to have full confidence in baseball returning? For me, it's going to take the first pitch on opening day because I am very pessimistic in general. Anyways, looking forward to your answers. All right. Love ya. Bye.
They get me every time. Yeah, I was the most pessimistic. But Trevor Plouffe allowing me insight into the conversations he was having where he got his information from. Now I'm like 100% confident. I mean, not 100% because I guess unforeseen circumstances. 100% without unforeseen circumstances. And as always, I reserve the right to change my mind.
As always, Jimmy will change his mind when he wants to, and he doesn't care about your cold take. Yeah, man, I don't know. That's kind of been there. I think everyone has had highs and lows on this, and that's fine because we're guessing, and there's nothing to go off of. My big thing, and I had a couple low days, but I tried to stay as positive as possible, was just in this weird world we're living in where time goes extremely slow, but it goes up and you've lost 2 weeks at the same time. When we hit the end of April, I think like with a week left in April, you and I were kind of bottoming out like, I don't know. I just don't see it happening. And it's like, actually, this is kind of where we're supposed to be at the end of April. It was supposed to be miserable and we're supposed to be trapped inside. And, we were hoping that baseball could come back like early July. And now it looks like there's a chance for that. It will be interesting to see. There's stuff going on. I heard some stuff about the lacrosse league is trying to do a bubble before then. I know some of the European soccer leagues are trying to get involved before them. And I mean, knock on wood if you're with me, because if something goes horribly awry there, that's kind of the easily unforeseen thing that we would be talking about. I mean, if the Bundesliga comes back and a whole German soccer team gets going, I mean, you're going to hear people get loud and scared. And I mean, rightfully so to a degree. So I don't know. I think if spring training 2.0 kicks off, I mean, I'm going to be locked in, and I wish I wouldn't be. I wish I could save myself. But if I see those guys all in Yankee Stadium or playing baseball, I'm going to be tuned in and just praying once that happens that nothing catastrophic outside happens.
Oh my God. I was wondering what you even mean. Like, of course you're tuned in by then, but you're still leaving room for spring training to get started and then the season get wiped again. That, Jake,
Yeah, man.
that I'd have to text Jess a hide the knives alert.
Yeah.
If that happens.
I mean, I'm just
so you
saying,
don't stab yourself and kill yourself with the knives.
I think
in your
baseball. Okay. I think baseball, once the first real games happen, will be my first true exhale.
Yeah. Okay. It's happening. I'm all in. I'm just feeling, I'm excited today. I could be down tomorrow.
Running hot.
Hey guys, it's Team Geo, Chris from San Antonio. Put that on the map there, Big Baby David, if you haven't already.
Do it.
So this was a question that was posed out on Twitter by Eric the Medic last week or so, and I thought it was pretty cool. The question is how many of the players on your favorite team, my favorite team, our favorite team, the Yankees, are the best in their position? And, I think that arguments to be made, obviously, for Judge, DJ, Chappie, Gary, maybe, couple guys in the bullpen, Chad, long relief. You got, obviously, Tommy and Otto and our boy Britt with the specialties. Anyway, give it a thought, guys. Let me know. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.
Man, at first I was like, do we have any? Judge is the best fight.
For what was the question? Best player at their position?
Yeah, like best right fielder in all of baseball. Does Judge have a debater's chance?
Yeah. I mean, Mookie's right there. And, where's Yelich playing on a given day? Like it's still not easy by any means.
No, it's tough. Gary, I mean, of course, we're going to say that.
I believe Gary's the most talented catcher in Major League Baseball, but he hasn't put together a full season. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Chapman's also another great argument. Closer.
Chapman easily is probably the most consistent to land near the top of his field. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What about DJ at second? I mean, last year, was he the best second baseman in baseball?
DJ was up there. I mean, who else is out there? Pedroia, Knobloch.
DJ also played a lot of not second base.
It's true.
It's hard to do.
I mean, Altuve, did he have a good year?
Altuve.
Whit Merrifield had a good year.
Whit Merrifield, Soriano.
Jed Lowry
is playing second now.
Robinson Cano.
Ozzy Albies, he's pretty good.
I think DJ's got a chance last year. He got MVP votes.
DJ's got a good chance at it if he can replicate that and play a lot of second base. He's got a puncher's chance. I don't know if Glaber takes another step and plays shortstop for a whole year. Feels like a conversation, right?
Yeah, not right now though.
Yeah. Brett Gardner.
Brett Gardner's good at defense, Jake.
Garrett Cole. It's a good one.
Garrett Cole's maybe the best one. Maybe the easiest to debate.
Yeah.
Especially if you do American League and then you don't have to worry about DeGrom.
Sure.
Okay. Garrett Cole, final answer. I mean, if you want to do like lefty specialist, can Canely be up there? How many others exist? He was pretty good at it last year.
Canely, top lefty specialist. There's got to be a lefty that's a little better. Maybe not.
Maybe not. That's the thing.
Osich. Cool.
We danced all around it.
Aaron Boone.
What's going on, John Boy and Jake? This is Joseph Torres from Hopewell, Virginia. I'm curious of what you think about the Yankee Years book by Joe Torre and Tom Verducci. I'm curious to read it, though I heard Torre does a lot of shit talking in that book, and I know the Yankees and him have passed up the relationship ever since. I know when that book was published, it's been 2 years since he left, but I'm just curious of what your thoughts on it. Take care. Goodbye.
The Joe Torre, The Yankee Years by Tom Verducci. I forget I read it back then, and I remember thinking like, this was probably too soon for this. Like, it seems like a book Torrey should have wrote after he was done with baseball. He shit all over A-Rod, man. The more we talk to people, the more people's like remind us A-Rod's not liked in baseball. And I remember like reading it, and it was like A-Rod made everyone do everything for him. Like made everyone do everything for him. And Joe Torre was like, hey, why don't you like do some things on your own, get your own coffee, kind of do like you make your own sandwich, just like be a normal stuff like that. And the next day, this is what I remember the most from the book. The next day, Torre says A-Rod came in and like poured his own coffee and then went to Torre's office and was like, look, Skip, got my coffee myself today. And it was like that. He was just painting A-Rod as that kind of guy.
Yeah, A-Rod, one of the weirder creatures to ever walk this planet. I think if we're being like dead honest, I know for a fact his text messages have an A-Rod signature at the end. Anyways, I don't know. I liked the book. I thought it was a good beach read.
He does do that. Who showed us that? We won't rat them out.
But yeah, I think I liked reading the book on the beach because that's a place you can read books. Or sometimes, like when I was going to bed, I would read the book then.
Yeah.
Or if I was traveling.
You've read pages from the Yankee years. It's on camera.
I've read pages from the Yankees years. And Tom Verducci is my favorite sideline reporter of all time. So
is he?
He's a comedy show. He's like hilarious. It's a Nick Swardson stand-up.
On purpose?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, read it. It's probably better. Those books, like even the books that recap seasons, I feel like they're published right away, but they actually age like wine. Like it's much better 10 years later because
let it simmer.
You want to relive it, and you're like, well, I know all this stuff. I just watched.
Just happened.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Leanne. I moved to North Carolina after 30 years in Jersey, hence the 908 area code, so mark down North Carolina.
David?
My question is, are we sure that Bubak is okay? His voicemail last Friday sounded like something a hostage would have to say, like under duress. I'm suspicious. Thanks guys for looking into this. Found you last season after ditching a horrible Yankees podcast, and I'm never going back to them. You guys are the best. Go Yanks.
Wow, shots fired. Horrible Yankees podcast.
Thanks for listening to my old podcast. No, the answer is no. Nobody knows if Bubak's well.
No. Well, I think he's doing well now because Bubak wrote a song for a segment on Talking Baseball.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot of love. Like there was a Reddit thread about it the other day. They were like asking me to put the song on Spotify, and I replied with the link to the song, and they were all excited. And I screenshot it. I sent it to Bubak. So people love your song, man.
I think he's sending us something too, right? I feel like he DM'd me or something.
Yeah. He had a care package ready, but we're not at the office, so we needed to know where to send it.
It's a beautiful man.
He's the best. And yeah, I don't know if he's okay. I mean, whenever you need to picture Bubak, just picture him on his tractor.
Mowing
the lawn and screaming into a phone about the Yankees. That's a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful. Thanks for calling.
Yes.
Leanne.
Hi, boys. Lev from Waltham. First time in a long time. I was actually just wondering how you and Jake met each other and when you decided to start John Boy Media. Anyway, I hope you can hear me. Talking through a mask. I'm on a walk with my dog to the doodle, just like Jake's.
Wow.
And yeah, go Yanks, boys.
Thanks, Lev. But you need to tell us where you're from so we can map you off. And
he said where he's from.
Was it Waltham?
I thought that was his last name.
I gotta Google where that is.
I think Bentley College is in Waltham.
I thought his name was Lev Waltham.
There was a girl in my school that from high school that was going to Bentley, which is in Waltham.
Yeah.
And she kept telling people she was going to school in Boston, and we were like high school kids and like half mean, half having fun, like she was a friend, but we're like, you're going to school in Waltham. Like you're not going to school in Boston. And then the other thing at the time, was that the song, I think I'll go to Boston, think I'll start a new life. So we used to sing that to her, but we'd say, I think I'll go to Waltham, which, I mean, that was just good humor of the time.
Yeah. By Augustana.
Are they come out with anything lately?
Okay. I'll find out for you. Augustana, new song. And let's see what comes up. For Now, Forever, 2000.
No one knows my name.
Yeah. I don't know if they. Yeah. August 28th, 2019, they came out with something. Yeah.
Would you rather be a one-hit wonder or no-hit wonder?
One.
Okay.
I think I need a sunrise.
It's a good song.
Tired
I like
of the
that
sunset. Yeah. Jake likes that song.
You know that song, BBD?
I don't.
Might predate you.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't sound familiar to me.
It's fine.
Dumb fuck.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Think I go to Boston. It's a good song. Anyway,
Me and Jimmy met freshman year of high school. I mostly on the baseball team.
Jake used to wear a
That's
do-rag and no shirt on the bus.
It's back when Jimmy was hot. He had the young Zac Efron type vibes going on. I don't know. I'm a people pleaser. Coach, I'll play anywhere. Jimmy, little outfield behind the plate. We had a fat catcher who got called up to varsity. He was good. LeMay, shout out. I shouldn't just identify his thickness, but he was thick. And then Jimmy was impressive behind the plate. We both hustled. We both liked the Yankees. Jimmy lived far away. One time I slept over there. It was like a whole weekend trip because my mom wouldn't drive back and forth across town. So it was like baseball game, sleep over Jimmy's, baseball practice the next day. My mom picked me up at like the pickup point. I don't know, friends. Jimmy moves away to California, kind of stay friends. Jimmy's moving back. Hey, let's be friends again, get drunk. He transfers to my college, CCSU, go Blue Devils. And then we party, puke, we party, puke, we party. I moved to Dallas. Jimmy moves to California. Jimmy's in California. Nobody watched the Yankee games with. He starts clipping them on Twitter like some sort of casserole just out of boredom. And he's an insane person. He says, Jake, let's do a podcast. I say, I don't know what that is, Jim. He comes out to Denver for a weekend. We record a podcast. We talked about Little Baby Toe a little bit. Then we started just doing it once a week. And then Jimmy's always like, more. Started doing a couple times a week. I got fired from my job because I sucked. Before that, we got a minor investment. Jimmy went full time. Kind of fun. Killing it. Girl, you be killing them. Sammy Adams, look it up. And then we started doing like twice a week. I get more involved. Like I mentioned, fired from my job, doing a bad job over there. Get drunk by the pool all summer. And then I'm like, okay, I don't care about other jobs. Let me try this. We start doing this full time. Starts kind of going okay. Last year, things take off. We're doing better. Another investment, a party.
And now this video on YouTube will make zero money.
$0. Worth it.
Worth it. Okay. Good storytelling, Jake.
Did you recognize the song, BBD?
Very much, yes.
Okay, good.
Job. Can you see why I was so mad at you?
You just didn't understand me singing it.
Puke, a party, puke, a party, puke and party. We puke, we party. Jake sang that song. Did you recognize that one?
I think I'm living that one.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Talking Yanks, it's Michael from Petaluma, California. I have a question. I was wondering if you had to root for a team other than the Yankees to be in the World Series. So let's say the Yankees just won the pennant, and you could pick any other team, like a dream matchup you've always wanted to see, or maybe a second favorite team that you root for that you'd like to see the Yankees play in a best of seven. Doesn't matter how good they are right now. They can be, the Houston Astros, or they can be, the Phillies or someone like that. Personally, I would choose the Yankees against the San Francisco, because I live in the Bay Area, and I kind of think the Giants, I kind of consider them my second team that I root for. So I was wondering what you guys would think. Love the show. Go Yanks.
I'm so confused. He chose the Yankees, but I thought we had to choose a second favorite team, but he just chose the Yankees.
Just the Yankees then.
I think it became, instead of choosing your second, like what your next choice of team would be, it kind of became pick a team you'd like to see the Yankees play in the World Series.
Yeah, but it didn't start that way, right?
No, it didn't
What
feel
up,
like it
Talking
started
Yanks?
that way.
Michael from Petaluma, California. I have a question. I was wondering if you had to root for a team other than the Yankees to be in the World Series. So let's say the Yankees.
So I think this dude has he made himself root for the Giants to beat the Yankees. Because he's saying if you have to root for a team in the World Series that's not the Yankees.
Just won the pennant, and you could pick any other team, like a dream matchup you've always wanted to see. Like to see the Yankees play in a best of 7. Doesn't have to be the Astros, or they can be, the Phillies or someone like that. Personally, I would choose the Yankees against the San Francisco. Because I live in the Bay Area, and I kind of think the Giants. I kind of consider them.
So is he telling us?
I think the question is if we could pick any World Series matchup, and I think he was like opening it up to AL teams because he mentioned the Astros. I think the answer would be the Red Sox, like a good Red Sox team against the Yankees team in a World Series 7 games would be the coolest thing in the world.
But I think he's saying you can't root for the Yankees. So like I think he's saying which team would you be most okay beating the Yankees in the World Series? And he said the Giants because he's from the Bay Area.
I mean,
can we erase it and do a different version of the question?
Nothing. Can I say not for nothing?
Yeah, N for N. Go ahead.
Not for nothing. How about the Diamondbacks? Like that was Mariano Rivera in the 9th. I think any other team holds that over our head pretty hard. The D-backs kind of walked away.
Wait, but what do you mean? How about you're rooting for the Diamondbacks? I feel like I'm an episode
if a team has to beat us, which I don't even think was the question, but somehow we've landed there.
BBD, what was the question here?
If you're going off what he literally said, Jimmy, you're right. He's saying pick a team you're comfortable beating the Yankees. But I think the question is like make a World Series matchup you'd like to see.
If
I think
that's
what
true,
he wants. I think that's the question he wants the answer to.
Okay, but
I'm interested in the question we've landed on now.
I am
very confusing voicemail. But if the question is, what team would you choose to beat the Yankees in a World Series that you're most okay with? I would go the same vein as the Diamondbacks in 01, like Jake's saying. So I would just switch it to the Rockies. Because like you're saying, Jake, I don't think they hold it over our heads. I don't think you run into their fans often. I go Rockies. Padres fans are feisty fucks, so I don't want them.
Yeah, I don't. Rockies fans, they kind of got a chip on their shoulder, man. They've got a little of that too, like a little anti-Yankee. Plus, the Yankees have so many Rockies on the team. Like I think you'd hear about that. Dude,
that would suck.
The Diamondbacks walked off on us during a dynasty with literally the best baseball player ever on the mound, and it kind of doesn't get chirped at all. Like if we're being honest, like in my day-to-day, Mariano...
I think it might be because of September 11th.
And yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just think Mariano getting beat in the World Series, I think a lot of other fan bases would bring that up. I think Arizona's kind of happy. They walked away with it, and they enjoy their time with it.
Okay, so who are you choosing the Yankees to lose to? Who would you most want them to lose to? Is where the question landed.
It is where the question landed. God, I don't know. Like Cincinnati. I'm going Arizona again. Run it back. Like the Diamondbacks got our number. I'm fine with that.
I think if you do it again, they might start getting loud now, and you might hear twice, they can't beat us.
But that's okay, because, like, I don't know. If that's the one team that I got to worry about having our number, I don't know.
Yeah. Can we do the
Can I
more
make a new question?
like what matchup do we want to see?
It's Yankees Mets. Like, give me post Corona. We've got the solution. Like the world can be kind of how it was. Like, give me this city, Yankees Mets. Like, I'd be wearing Yankee stuff. I'd be yelling "fuck yous" across the street, and like I'm not that guy. But if it was Yankees Mets in the city, like at my age, I'm going for it.
Yeah, a little fishnet tank top.
Fucking sexy as all hell.
Yeah, that's still not even the question I want to answer.
Okay, so what's the question?
If the Yankees aren't in the World Series, what two teams would I want to see?
Okay, new question.
That's what I thought
What do you
the
got?
original question was, but then this dude, Michael, just swerved on us. Like,
I think that's the least I thought the question was of
Yeah.
anything.
Oh,
we've
for sure.
said. I'm interested in this now as well, but
Yeah.
well, he
I
was
think
like,
the
if you
question
have
was
to
what
root
I
for
just
someone, he was like, if you have to root for someone that's not the Yankees. So I was
Like,
like,
he
all
wanted
right.
to see a Giants-Yankees World Series so he could see the Giants play because he lives close to there. And that's almost my answer with the Mets.
Yeah. Well, when he said that, I was like, oh, okay, what team would I be kind of cool with winning right now? And I was like, the Braves. Okay, what team would I want them to beat? And I was like, I don't care, the Twins. So that's where I went.
Okay, cool. Braves-Twins World Series.
Yeah, Braves are friendly with us. Trev's got Twins connections, so that would be good for the John Boy Media world.
Perfect. Great question.
Thank you, Michael.
Petaluma.
I live there.
What's up, guys? This is Patty Mack. I'm in North Carolina, and my question today comes from the fact that I've been occupying a lot of my time recently with Yankees Out of the Park sim, like a shitload of my time recently. And so a couple years down the road, the Yankees front office is going to have some huge financial decisions to make. Like Judge, Severino, and Gary are all free agents the same year. And Sevy has a team option somewhere in there. And then Glaber and Andujar are 2 years after that. So I don't want to try and guess financials and all that, but my question for you is, how would you rank those 5 players in terms of most likely to be a career Yankee? Like spend their entire career with the Yankees, those 5 players. Thanks, guys, and appreciate all this great content you're pumping out during this quarantine.
Thanks, Patty Mack, who might be in the chat. He's a Patreon guy. Did you remember the 5 teams he labeled?
Patty Mack's I think he's a Jake Jester. I think he's a big Jake fan. So thanks, Patty Mack. I think players, because the question bounced around a little bit. He's out of the park baseball. Who are we going to resign in 5 years? I think he asked about who he wants to see in the World Series. I don't know. I think what this all ties into is like, kind of like, think about how hard on we were for the Judge. Like, okay, we're doing a voicemail episode. I felt like once a week we used to get a call that was like, when's Judge gonna be captain?
Yeah.
Now the voicemail this episode was like, have we seen the best of Judge? And I think that's an interesting little timestamp.
I agree with you. I'm just making a note right here to our T-shirt thing. Jake's Jesters, Jake in a clown hat with the little bells that dangle down, and a bunch of little Jakes in clown hats.
I used to ski in those hats as a youth.
Around him. Yeah, because you're a big Johnny Tsunami fan. Yeah. Urchin. We get it. Yeah, you're Urchin on the mountain. We get it.
Never watched an episode. I've only watched the one clip you've showed me.
It's not even a show. It's a movie.
We're having a big party, and you're all invited.
We're having a big party at our house tonight, and you're all invited. That's on the John Boy Media YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are the 5 players? Who are they?
It was like, who's gonna be the longest tenured?
I get that, but
It
who
was
are
like
the 5?
Glaber, Sevy, Judge. Who else was on there? Gary,
Andujar.
Andujar got a shout out.
Glaber.
Yeah, I think, and Jim, let us continue to twist our own questions. If you had to place a bet today on Yankee captain, would you put it on Judge or Glaber?
Glaber.
Okay.
But I'm playing the odds.
Right?
Bigger return as of right now.
Good ROI.
Yeah. ROE.
You got it. Business.
Yeah. Okay. One more voicemail here.
Hey guys, Vin from Florida here. Just a quick thought that I had. With baseball potentially coming back, could we see something really weird like a pitching coach coming out to the mound and going to talk to the pitcher with one of these face masks so that the opposing team can't read lips? Just a weird thought I had in the middle of the night. So just thought I'd share with you guys. All right. I'm hung up on it.
But I think they're going to have the mask on for the disease, right? You're muted.
Yeah, like I don't know gameplay stuff right now. We got the 7 p.m. alarm going off. Thanks everyone. But
Don't steal
yeah,
the
I
valor. Don't thank them as if they're clapping for you.
I
stolen
was
valor.
thanking everyone that's fighting the fight, Jim. So you can take back yourself being rude. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if players are going to be wearing masks. I don't know if coaches are. It's kind of funny that mound visits got mentioned. Like, I don't know, if you need to take a picture out of the game, does the coach need to go out there?
No.
Right?
But mound visits do need to happen.
Mound visits are fine, and the pitching coach is interesting because, yeah, I guess if you want to wear a mask, dude, knock yourself out. I'm fine with that. And it's kind of funny that
Are they all going to be wearing masks and I can't read their lips anymore?
I don't think so. Like, I think once they're kind of in this environment, I think they're going to be good, but I don't know. Like the KBO, they're not wearing masks. I think some of the umps are, but the players aren't. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I kind of like it if the pitching coach wears one because A, it shows like being safe, and B, he doesn't have to do the hand over the face.
Has anyone made masks that look like mouths? You know, when you put those T-shirts on to go to the beach and it's got a bikini body on it?
I'd assume there's mouth masks out there. I don't have one.
That'd be funny. Put a little mask on your face with a woman's lips.
I Googled mouth mask.
I think you're just going to get masks.
Yeah, you would not be surprised.
That's a bad Google.
Yeah, that's what I do, and that's my only search. So there you go.
You should have Googled it instead.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that's the last voicemail, and we're almost coming up to an hour. So, oh shit, BBD, we were supposed to run an ad.
I messaged you at the beginning of the show.
Wow.
Okay, well, I'll record it right now, and we'll insert it into a random port.
Insert it.
In
Magic.
the middle of the ad. The Patreons can hear the live read. Thank you guys very much for listening to the show and everyone that called in. And baseball is on its way back. And that's very exciting news. And if you had to rank this episode, I think unanimously we'd all give it an 8.5.
Think I got a Boston.
Yeah, our whole life story you told. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Monday for the Patreons. Maybe. Psych. I don't know. Tuesday for sure. Bye. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Bye.
Yankees.
All right. Let's record this before I hit end.
Commercial.
What do we have? The copy of it somewhere?
It's in the email you sent to me.
Okay.
So you have it.
All right. Jumbo. Once we actually start getting ads, which Patreons will be coming once baseball starts. Guess we're going to need a better system for this.
We're learning.
Sent to David. What are we doing today?
Keeps.
Okay. All right. Okay. Ready? Here we go. Hey, Jake, before we go to this next voicemail, did you know that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35 years old? How old are you, Jake?
Jim, I'm 30 years old.
And how do you think your male pattern baldness is coming along?
I think I'm okay, but it's very thin hair. Like I feel like there's going to be a light switch moment for me. It's where it's like, oh, I am going to be an old Italian guy.
Yeah. Instead of getting ahead of the game and rubbing Nair all over your head to erase your hair, you can try and prevent the male pattern balding by getting Keeps. You can get your treatment.
You say, is it 2 out of 3?
2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness.
I mean, it's you and me. BBD's got an absolute thicket up there.
BBD, does balding run in your family? Because it doesn't in my family, but I have male pattern graying. That's a known fact.
Not been an issue in my family. I was concerned. I asked my mom the other day if I should be worried because they say it's on the mom's side, and she's like, "Nah, your grandpa, he's bald by the time you were born, but that was like well into his 60s." So,
well, if you do get scared, BBD, the good news is
Very
even during
scared.
quarantine, you don't have to go to the doctor's office for your hair loss prescription. Now, thanks to Keeps, you can visit a doctor online and get your hair loss medication delivered right to your home. They make it easy and deliver your medication every 3 months so you can say, goodbye, pharmacy. See you later, checkout lines. Fuck off, awkward doctor visits. I said that so scared because I don't know if I'm allowed to swear in the ads. Keeps offers generic versions of only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. You may have tried them before, but probably never for this price. Prevention is key, my friends. Keeps treatments can take up to 4 to 6 months or more to see results, so it's important to act fast. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair loss you'll save. Hey, Kevin, thanks for listening to Talkin' Yanks. Quit avoiding the fact that you're going bald. You need Keeps. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. Keeps treatments start at just $10 a month for a limited time. You can get the first month free. If I had Keeps, I'd try it. So, if you need Keeps, go take the action and prevent your hair loss. Go to keeps.com/yanks to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's KEEPS.com/yanks. First month of treatment for free. KEEPS.com. All right, let's go to this next voicemail. Wow.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Okay. You're it says in the email not to say the word quarantine during the ad.
Oh, God damn it.
So I don't know if you want to just do editing on the back end.
Oh, motherfucker. Should I just tell Zach to edit that out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do it again. Also,
you
dude,
can probably
like,
just do like a...
I read everything, and then at the end it says, now share your personal experience with Keeps. That's why I was like, if I had it, I'd use it. I don't have it.
I'll take some. Is it pill? Is it a cream?
Try it.
I think I said what it was. But
I'll rub that shit all over me.
Yeah?
I kept wanting to jump in and say you could scalp BBD and use his hair as sod in your lawn, but I didn't think they'd want that.
Yeah, I don't know what they like. I messed up one of theirs already. Okay, so let's my message. Zach. If not, I'll edit it. But Katie's cooking salmon. I want some.
Ooh, child.
Dude, I kind of love reading ads.
Yeah, your brain sees the words and then you picture what you want to say.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you can see the computer working.
Yeah. I skip a lot. A lot of their words don't suck.
Right. That's what they like to hear.
Well, they say like deliver this in your own words.
Right.
Whatever. But if you watch like the Barstool Rundown, how they deliver the ads is they literally just read the piece of paper.
That's what's asked.
Yeah. I enunciate real well. Anyway, the chat's still going. Anyone got any questions or anything?
What's up, chat? What's up, chat?
We got Passon who came on talking baseball for tomorrow. That was exciting.
Good app.
Nancy Newman and Ryan Rucco on the Yes Network show.
Are we Nancy Newman people? I feel like I
Yeah.
ask this twice a year. Okay.
Yeah. I am.
I stole candy from her desk once.
David.
I had permission from others.
I think she follows me and she's
David.
like retweeted stuff or whatever. We're everyone fans.
R2C2 has an Instagram account.
Finally. I believe it keeps on traveling.
Telling Zach, there's an ad at the end of the episode. We need to cut and move to the middle. And I said the word quarantine in the ad. Can you remove that word?
Tell him you're sorry.
Because I wasn't supposed to say it.
Tell him you're sorry about it.
Do not mention coronavirus unless it's in the copy. Do not use the words quarantine, shelter in place, social distancing, or lockdown.
Wow.
Okay.
The first bullet point's all about how you can do everything online from the comfort of your home. Like it was a layup mention.
It says in the next sentence is it's okay to mention increased time at home or staying at home, but keep it light. You said the word quarantine, but you kept it light.
Did I keep it light?
Yeah, you just said even during this time, they make it easy or whatever. It's a good sentence.
Just cut it out and make me say like Quagmire. That'll work. Yo, can I show you this picture I was looking at? It's more for laughs from the past. But it's called a dugout, and that's baseball.
For sure.
But I don't get, look at this picture. Does this dude live in this? It says a man near his dugout in Oklahoma. Like that's a dugout.
It's a dugout. That's what's that? Like a reverse she shed.
Got I got 3 guns on him.
Never know.
Just a mud hut. All right. Well, we're out of here. Goodbye.